Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Bobby. Guys, I don't even want to read out those news, but here we go. Activist, quote unquote, arrested for blasphemy in Morocco. For Allah is a t-shirt photo. Guys, before we jump into the video, do me the favor and like the video if you enjoy my content. No, not that statement, but my content. It truly helps with the algorithm. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Moreover, check out my new ebook in which I talk about my reversion journey to Islam and much, much more. Alright, and now with no further ado, let's have a look. Alright, so yet again, activist arrested for blasphemy in Morocco. I don't even believe that those are real people. I really don't think so. It's always the same archetype, shaved head or blue hair, middle-aged, and then they have provocative t-shirts on. This, of course, comes from the West, or at least it appeared in the West. And I would make the argument that this is an agent provocateur, that this is not even a real person. I genuinely don't believe it. Anyways, for the sake of the video, we're gonna treat her as if she was real. Her name is Ibtissame Lachgar. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it. An LGBT rights campaigner and co-founder of the alternative movement for individual freedoms was arrested in Morocco over allegations of blasphemy. So she pulled this stunt a while ago, but now finally she has been arrested over alleged blasphemy. Just alleged. All you see here is AI, guys. It never happened. Over allegations of blasphemy after she posted photos of herself wearing a shirt with the slogan, Allah is a such and such. According to the international media reports, the 50-year-old activist remains in custody as the investigation continues. Yeah, as I said, it is always middle-aged women. Why? Because they have to appeal to other middle-aged women. This is really their target group ultimately. All the frustrated middle-aged women in the West that went through their teens and their 20s and some of them even in their 30s being promiscuous and not settling down, and then they end up hating men. And when you hate men, something very fascinating happens for a woman. Your psyche shifts, you become mentally ill ultimately because you're not supposed to hate men and we are not supposed to hate women. So this is a psychological disorder. And once you start hating men, you of course start associating with men authority and dictatorship, and then you hate authority, you hate guidance, and like that ultimately you become an atheist, of course, because you hate God. This is how it trickles down. It's no surprise that those things always come in a basket, they always go hand in hand. Liberalism, feminism, atheism, veganism, etc., you name it, lesbianism. It's always the same. So here we can read, Lachgar posted the photo on Instagram last month with the caption, "You tire us with your sanctimoniousness, your accusations. Yes, Islam, like any religious ideology, is fascist, phallocratic, and misogynistic." Phallocratic. So here you see other posts of her where she criticizes other religions as well. So let's give her that. She's not one of those ex-Muslims that is only critiquing Islam, but she's critiquing the other Abrahamic faiths as well. All in French, of course, obviously, because all of this stems from the West. And here's her post, really disgusting. She posts again her slogan, and then she writes something in French, so let's translate this. "For the past 3 days, this sentence has earned me thousands of sexist insults, rape and death threats, calls for murder, stoning, etc. 99 of them come from men, proud of their misogynistic violence based on religious beliefs. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo-hoo-hoo." Again, as I stated, I don't believe that she is a real person at all. I think that she is an agent, like most of them are. But ultimately, okay, let's treat her yet again, for the sake of the argument, as a real person. What is she saying here? She says that she's been getting death threats and all kinds of nasty comments coming from men, all under the name of religion, of course. Okay, listen, you attacked the religion of billions of people, and now those people have something to say. Boo-hoo. Try that with a football club. Honestly, try that simply with a football club, and you will have thousands and thousands of men reaching out to you and sending you all kinds of threats. Why do those people have no brains whatsoever? Truly, do this with any type of ideology. You will always have people that believe in it and will defend it. If you cannot take it, then don't dish it out. It is that simple. But anyways, I really cannot take this personal because, as I said already, I don't believe that she truly means this. I think she's just a mentally ill agent that is being paid. But let's check out what the German right-wing press has to say. By the way, this is translated, auto-translated into English so everybody understands it.
Allah is a lesbian. Feminist activist Ibtissame Lachgar posed on social media at the end of July with this bold statement on her t-shirt.
Bold. A bold statement. Proud.
And guess what happened next?
Oh, guess what?
She received death threats, calls for rape, and calls for stoning.
Oh.
Some users also wanted to see her in prison after that.
Oh,
and
no.
that's exactly what happened now. Lach was arrested in Morocco on charges of blasphemy. The public prosecutor's office in the capital Rabat announced yesterday, Sunday, that Lachgar had insulted the Islamic religion and that an investigation had been initiated and her arrest had been initiated in accordance with the law.
Those people stand for absolutely nothing. This is News or Nias, I don't know how you pronounce this, is a German right-wing outlet, and they always love to cry about Islam. Boo-hoo, Islam is so evil. But what are you standing for? Honestly, what are you standing for? Those people are against immigration, they're against the evil, evil Muslims and the evil, evil foreigners that are coming into Germany. So therefore, they are the conservatives of Germany, if you will. However, what are you standing for? There is a woman that is insulting God. Now, you don't believe in Islam. Fine. Do you believe in God? They pretend to do. They pretend to be a Christian nation, Christian conservatives. So if you're a Christian conservative, do you want people to run around with a t-shirt that says Jesus is a such and such? Do you like this? Do you think that free speech should go so far? Obviously not. Do you want your children to grow up in a blasphemous society that has no values at all? This is what they say ultimately. You are standing for nothing.
Pre-trial detention in Morocco initially lasts a maximum of 48 hours. After that, the public prosecutor's office will decide on the further prosecution of the activist. In Morocco, the accusation of religious degradation can have serious consequences. The law provides for prison sentences of several months to 2 years, supplemented by fines in the range of the equivalent of around 2,000 euros to 20,000 euros.
Not enough.
If such a statement is made public, and this expressly includes sharing it via digital channels, the penalty can increase drastically and mean up to 5 years in prison.
Yep.
Oh.
Fantastic. Yeah, let's hope, inshallah, she gets the 5 years in prison and even more than that. But that being said, again, I have to just point out the blatant hypocrisy because Neos, the conservative outlet in Germany, is a platform that consistently cries about the laws in Germany and how they don't persecute certain groups of people. For example, they call out, and rightfully so, when German girls get raped by immigrants. And then they're complaining that those immigrants are not getting enough of a sentence. They just get out of probation or they get a few years at most, etc., etc. I agree with that. They should get much bigger punishments for rape. I would say death penalty. But that being said, they're not understanding, because they're deaf, dumb, and blind, what the root cause here is for this. It is because you have a blasphemous society that is standing for absolutely nothing and has no backbone at all. You're just complaining about the weather, complaining about the politicians, complaining about the foreigners, but meanwhile, you're not doing anything. You're not reproducing and you're not teaching your children solid values. And I'm going to make the claim that there are no solid values outside of Islam. Yes, of course, within Christianity you can find many good values. Matter of fact, I would say that if you truly read the Bible, 90% or even more so that you can find within Islam, you can find within the Bible. It is scattered, but you can find it. However, the religion as such, what people made out of it, the clergymen, the archbishops, the popes, etc., that religion in itself is not strong enough. It's not strong enough to lead the West anywhere and to maintain proper societal norms. And this is why you have blasphemous laws in place in such countries. I believe that 5 years is not sufficient at all, because you're attacking the fabric of society. Once you remove God from society, you have an absolute guarantee for a failed, degenerate society in the long run. This is what happens over and over again. Don't you understand that this is the attempt of the West? This is truly the attempt to remove God everywhere and to replace God's rules with man-made rules. Relativism. This is really what it boils down to. Nihilism. Don't you understand? When you see what the West is doing, it is always the same playbook. Impose democracy. What is democracy? Everybody can vote for their favorite guy, right? And then they come up with rules. I like those rules better. I like those rules better. It is honestly as if I, as a father, would let my children make the rules. Yeah, you choose who you like and you choose which rules you like the best. Okay, on Monday we're eating chocolate. On Tuesday we're having ice cream. What is this? This is absolutely ridiculous, of course. You need competent leadership. But competent leadership will never work with atheism. A man that is not God-fearing cannot be a strong leader. And this is why the basis of society has to be God. Once you remove God from society, you have a failed society. And therefore, as I said already, for me personally, she's not a real person anyways, but anybody that blasphemes should face the harshest punishments, of course. Alright guys, and this is it for today's video. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, check out the links in the description box below, especially my new ebook in which I talk about leaving all of that filth behind for Islam, alhamdulillah. And as always, may God bless you all, much love and peace.
يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي